This is the AM News. Let's get into the details. But let's start from our election headquarters, which is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness, and Beauty, as well as Chopbox Technologies, a convenience service, and Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. In our first story, the Bono East Regional Secretariat of the National Democratic Congress says it is expecting a minimum of 15,000 people to participate in the party's Enough is Enough demonstrations, which will take place this morning. Regional Secretary of the party, Mustafa Mohammed Suleiman, said enough security arrangements have been made to ensure that the exercise takes place smoothly. Anna Sabit has more in the following report.
All is set for the Bono East Regional version of the Enough is Enough demonstration, a protest to be conducted by members of the National Democratic Congress demanding that the Electoral Commission ensure the creation of a credible voter registration ahead of the December 7 polls. Speaking at a press briefing at the regional party office, Regional Secretary of the party, Mohammed Mustafa Suleimana, elaborated reasons why concerned Ghanaians should participate in the exercise. Regional organizer of the party, Prince Opoku Mensah, noted that a minimum of 15,000 persons are expected to participate in the walk, which is set to commence at the Tichman Zongo LA Park.
Apologies for that bad quality of sound. We'll bring you that later in a subsequent bulletin. But in the Eastern region, the NDC said there is widespread voter register manipulation with dozens of voters illegally transferred. More in this report.
According to the party in the region, after analyzing the provisional voter register following the just-ended voter exhibition, the total number of voters transferred into some constituencies exceeded the number of voter transfers recorded by all parties and the Electoral Commission. Detailing specific constituencies where there is widespread of these anomalies, Baba Jama Kone revealed that in Lower Menya Krobo, for instance, 642 voters were on the special voter list, but the absentee list shows 3,860 names, indicating an illegal transfer of 3,218 voters. He stated that Nkoko and Nsawam Adwajiri also showed similar discrepancies with 2,240 and 2,826 illegal absentee transfers, respectively.
Police station to areas that they are not even aware. In Lower Manyakrobo, the total number on the special voters list, as it stands, is 642. But the total number on the absentee list is 3,860. The current register contains 640 special voters. On the absentee list, 3,860 voters are in the Lower Manya register, telling us that a whooping number of about 3,218 voters have been illegally transferred from Lower Manya Krobo without their knowledge, without their notice. So on the election day, one may go to the constituency, go to his or her police station, decide to go and vote, but they will go through the list and his or her name will not be found. In Nkoko, the same in Nkoko, that they illegally transferred 2,000 plus votes, they have decided to illegally transfer 2,240 voters outside they've taken 2,240 voters out of the Nkoko register. It means that on the election day, 2,240 voters will not be able to vote in Nkoko because their names will not be captured in the various polling stations. In Samoma Duejiri, 1,126 names have been captured on the special voters list. However, the EC has been able to illegally transfer 2,826 voters from the Nsawam list. So when you take the Nsawam register, when you go to the absentee list, you realize that 2,826 voters have been taken out of the register. Therefore, these people will not be able to vote on the election day.
The party, suggesting how these discrepancies can be resolved, reiterated the National Party's call for a roadmap to conduct a forensic audit of the voter register.
We call for a forensic audit to ensure a clean register for free, fair, and transparent election. The EC must publish a clear timeline for correcting these discrepancies before printing the final register to avoid chaos moving forward. What do we have in plan? As what we have in place? The reason we are going on demonstration tomorrow, because the Electoral Commission, after meeting our national executive, promised us that they were going to make sure that the discrepancies that have been discovered will be corrected. They turn around to decide to get public sympathy by discrediting the very data we put forward. So we decided to share the data with you, the media, and make sure that the public be aware.
From Kovu in the Eastern Region, Kofi reporting for Joy News.
Meanwhile, the National Peace Council says it has succeeded in getting the Electoral Commission to hold an emergency inter-party advisory committee meeting that will address concerns being raised by the opposition National Democratic Congress. Ernest Edujemfi is chairman of the National Peace Council, and he was speaking at a dialogue with the constituent board of the National Peace Council in Accra.
We've spoken to the EC, we've spoken to the NDC. We were trying to make sure that we could have had a meeting today, an IPAC meeting today. Unfortunately, because of the vetting of the presidential filing forms, the EC has today and tomorrow by constitution to ensure that those things are resolved. Because of that, the meeting cannot come on today. But we understand there will be an IPAC meeting on Wednesday, and we hope that this IPAC meeting should be able to resolve whatever problems they have. And once these things are resolved, we should be able to move forward as a country.
It appears that might be coming late because the opposition party has announced that they will hit the streets in the next 24 hours. Have you maybe tried to reach out to them or some of the stakeholders just to calm nerves ahead of that exercise?
Yeah, we have reached out to them. In fact, our first option was if we could have had the IPAC meeting today, that would have resolved the problem and not make it necessary for them to have the demonstration. Unfortunately, because that could not happen, we were appealing to them, but it looks like they may still want to go out. We've had a meeting with the IGP. He's assured us that they are going to make sure that nothing happens. My appeal to the people who may go on demonstration is that you have a right to demonstrate, but let it be peaceful. Don't go and cause any trouble. We don't want a situation where some people go and cause trouble, something else happens, and then you come back and accuse somebody.
Finally, to audit or not to audit the register, that's been the conversation out there. Does the National Peace Council have any position on whether or not we should go ahead probably with an independent audit?
The first issue is present whatever grievances you have. Can we deal with them? If we're able to deal with them, it ends there. I spoke to General. He was telling me that the EC should speak to donors to raise the money for them to do all of these things. You are not going to talk to donors. Donors may or may not. So what can we do ourselves? So let's present whatever issues we have. let them look at it. If it's able to resolve the issues, we are done. We move forward. If it's not able to resolve the issues, we sit down and look at it. Okay, what other option do we have? But if we have not put out the grievances and we are asking for an audit, sometimes I think that we're stretching it too far. Let's take one step at a time. The exhibition is done. We've seen they're giving it to you. You've seen whatever the issues are. Put them forward. We've seen this, we've seen that, we've seen that, we've seen that. Let's correct it. What I believe we should insist on is after they've done the correction, can they bring it back to the parties to have a look at it? Or possibly, do we want to even do another exhibition to be sure?
Could it not be because of trust?
Well, this has been the major issue for all of us. All the things we are dancing around with is just because of trust. And I think that if we trusted ourselves, we shouldn't have gotten to where we are now.
Former General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Professor Titus Kovu, has assured the people of Lambwisi constituency that he will provide quality and accessible leadership. Speaking at the launch of the party's campaign in Hamile, he accused the NPP of failing to deliver on their mandate. Joy News Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Hamile.
Before they gathered for the campaign launch of the party in the constituency, maze of faithful supporters of the party took a walk around some streets in the Hamile township to re-energize the base of the party and to drum home the message of the need to return John Dramani Mahama and the NDC to power. The second mission is for them to win back the Lambuse seat they ceded to the NPP, who they blamed on disunity. They are now sending a strong signal to their opponents of the party's readiness to reclaim the seat they believe is their bona fide property, representing the dreams and aspirations of the party. To ensure that mission is accomplished is the former General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Professor Titus. He pledged to the people to give them not only leadership of service, but one that they will be able to have access to. Professor Titus accused both the Lambuse DCE, Gilal Naluri, and MP for Lambuse, John Baligi, of failing in that regard.
Lambuse has suffered from lack of credible leadership in the past 4 years. We have an MP you cannot find. He has no office in the constituency. To find him or the DC, you have to go to a hotel to see them. We have a DC who lives in a hotel for the past 4 years, while there's a bungalow for him. This is the type of leadership we want to end. We have a DCU living in a hotel when the district ambulance has no ties and must be provided by the parliamentary candidate of the NDC. We have the DCU living in a hotel, MP very comfortable when the only fire tender we have no battery, no pumping machine, and cannot move. This is the type of leadership we have suffered. We are perhaps one of the few districts that you will never see a mock exam being organized for our BC candidates in the past 3.5 years. This is the type of leadership we have suffered, and we are looking for a new set of leadership of service that will be available to the people.
Whilst the district chief executive for Lambuse, Gilal Naluri, considered that he is staying in a guest house because of ongoing renovation works at his official residence, the Lambuse legislature, John Baligi, has strenuously denied the allegation. The consultant obstetrician and gynecologist opened up on some projects that he embarked on and will continue with when given the nod.
District has no scholarship. People who pass and need help in secondary school have to apply, go to the MP and plead. If you are not a politician, you won't get it. I have pledged that within the first 3 months when we come into power, we will put into place modalities to establish a scholarship scheme to support students from here. We have no library in the entire district. I have said that we will set up a district library with computers to help people to study. Our road network is bad. We remain the only district, and I keep saying it, without an inch of tarred road. The tarred road you see here is a transnational road, and that's all. We need to improve the lot of our people.
former minority leader in parliament, Harun Idrisu, took a jab on the leader and flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for the mismanagement of the country's economy.
The amount of money they have spent on the National Cathedral, $998 million, can fix the water system in Hamilton.
And that ends the election stories. But moving on, the Otumfuo Osei-Tutu the Second Foundation, with the support of Ghana Gas Company, has cut sod for the construction of a 4-unit, 2-bedroom flat for St. Louis Senior High School in Kumasi. The project is expected to be completed in 8 months to accommodate more teachers in the school. The edifice is aimed at bridging infrastructural deficits for teachers in senior high schools to enhance teaching and learning and foster safety for students on campus. There's more in this report by Joseph Obing, read to you.
40 teachers are living on the campus of the St. Louis Senior High School due to infrastructure deficits. These teachers are responsible for ensuring the safety of the large number of boarding students. The Otumfuo Foundation, through financial support from Ghana Gas, is constructing a 1-story building to keep more teachers on campus. Chairman of the Otumfuo Osei-Tutu the Second Foundation, Oheneba Boache J. Owahene II, said the 4-unit, 2-bedroom teachers bungalow will help improve the infrastructure deficit.
There are 2 things that you need in every high school when it comes to individuals or the inhabitants, and that is the teachers and the students. Students have to be comfortable, they have to have a place to stay, they have to be well-groomed and nourished, and you need good shelter. So do the teachers too. Teachers also have to have good shelter, comfortability, and be able to deliver their duties. And this edifice that is going to be constructed will be satisfying that very requirement. We thank Otumfuo Osei-Tutu the Second Foundation for his vision to improve the quality of education in Asante and Ghana through his foundation that he formed 25 years ago.
The headmistress of St. Louis Senior High School, Amachewa Benefo, said only 40 teachers live on campus to take care of about 5,000 students. She is therefore upbeat the new project will help attract more tutors to the school.
Considering the large population of over 5,000, this has been the few staff bungalows available. It was imperative that staff accommodation be given the priority. When management and other stakeholders put their heads together, we decided on the staff bungalow for more teachers to be accommodated in the school. At the end of it all, and by the kind courtesy of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu and the Ghana National Gas Company, we have come thus far.
The senior officer for Ghana Gas Company said they have financed 117 projects in the Ashanti region.
I think and I strongly believe that within the next 8 months, we shall gather here once again in the name of our Lord to make sure we carry out the commissioning. Mr. Chairman, let me finally admit that Ghana Gas has undertaken 116 projects within Ashanti region. And today, this project is going to be the 117th project.
Joseph Obin's report for Joy News.
Coming up next is Business Update.
Welcome aboard our business updates. In our first story, a senior finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Benjamin Amwa, has expressed worry over the increase in fraud cases in the financial sector in 2023. He is concerned if the trend continues, that will have a major impact on the entire financial system. His comments follow the Bank of Ghana's annual fraud report, which revealed that the losses from fraud cases in the financial sector increased by 7% in 2023. The cases corresponded to a total loss of value of approximately 88 million Ghana cedis in 2023, as compared to 82 million in 2022.
If you are an industry player, even if you are a client of a bank, when you hear of incidents like this and you hear of increasing trends in fraud, no matter how even small it is, you have to be worried. Don't forget, we have gone through a banking sector cleanup. We have gone through a domestic debt exchange program where financial services clients have suffered directly or indirectly as a result of some actions that have resulted in losses. And so if you are a bank client and you hear definitely that banks are recording fraudulent attacks, successful fraudulent attacks, you have to be worried. And so if the trend should continue, definitely it will have some negative impact on the confidence that we all have in the financial service sector. I want to have a financial service sector that is watertight when it comes to fraudulent activities. I don't want to go into a bank and be looking over my shoulder, cross-checking, just because I want to be double sure that something has not gone wrong. We want to have that peace and want to have assurance as far as our banks are concerned.
Now, more oil marketing firms are reducing the prices of petroleum products at the pumps. Petrol has witnessed one of the biggest drop-ins in recent times, going down by 1 cedi per litre. Meanwhile, the price war between Goil and Star Oil has intensified. Goil dropped its prices this morning at the pumps, and Star Oil followed with some significant drops at the pumps around 8 a.m. today. Reacting to the development, Communications Manager of the National Petroleum Authority, Mohammed Abdul Kudus, attributed the drop to the deregulation policy.
It is just a manifestation of the deregulation at play, where the market forces are determining the direction of prices. Basically, that is the intention for the deregulation that has actually been envisaged and passed since 2015 till date, where the market prices, the forces of demand and supply would actually be determining the prices. And I think basically that is what we are seeing today. So previously we did not used to have the price floor. We only have had the price ceiling, where the OMCs would post with us what they intend to charge at the pump. Then our activity was to ensure that they do not charge beyond what they have posted with us or have indicated they will be charging their consumer. But as the business evolves and then complaints from the players come to our attention, we thought that there was the need to step in to ensure a certain amount of fair play.
Well, that's it for the stories, but let's look at our currency market now. It's a wrap for business. Handing over back to Sweetie Abochi.
Thank you, Benjamin. And that's how we're wrapping up for the news on the AM show. You want to stay because I think your favorite duo are joining us for the news review. I'm talking about Kojo Poku, who is an energy analyst, and Dr. Wisdom Dogbe, financial analyst. Please join us for the news review segment.